I don't like this thumbnail. Do not like it one freaking bit. It looks really sad. Alright, I got my tissues ready. Let's do it. Hi, you dolls. Welcome back. And if you were new, hello, my name is Jessie. And today we're going to react to episode 4 of Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story, Holding the King. Oh gosh, Holding the King. I don't like this. George's hidden struggles and the extreme measures he's undertaken for a chance of future happiness with Charlotte finally come to light. We are definitely going to learn more about what is happening with him in this episode. At the end of the last episode, we have Charlotte going outside kind of with Reynolds. Not on purpose. Reynolds is trying to keep everybody from seeing what's happening. He tells Brimsley to lock out all the servants. Charlotte just kind of runs out with him because she was in the room when Richard was Richard, who the f is Richard? When George was going through all of this, and now she knows, can't hide it from her anymore. I want to see a conversation not only with her and George, but with her and Reynolds. So let's jump in. It's episode 4 of Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story, Holding the King.
Am I not permitted to watch the king?
It is just not usual.
I just pulled the king out of a hole in the vegetable garden where he was busy discoursing with the sky. Is that usual? What is this?
Do they even know?
What has happened to my husband?
Agricultural improvement. Tell me, what would the people prefer? A royal baby
yes, but
or
if
cheap
you don't
bread?
have an
Right
heir,
now, they
how
have
do you
neither.
continue that?
The betrothal contracts are signed. It is done.
Moon, Your Majesty?
Storms over the North Sea this season. No moon, no lunars, no longitude.
So
No
they do
longitude,
know.
no bride. She loses the moon and she is lost.
Withdraw. Withdraw.
Well,
Excess of ill humor in the legs.
We tried your methods.
Not merely physical, but
Mental.
nervous.
Treason. If the king is declared insane, he loses the throne.
Dr. John Munro of the Bethlehem Hospital.
Monroe.
Madhouse.
Simply
Simulation
talking
of the
to him.
mind.
Talking. Huh.
It depends on the voice.
Is that why Charlotte talked him down from going out to go inside?
You can command yourself too.
It worked. Whew. Is he aware of what just happened? Does he know? Does he remember? Oh my gosh, are we gonna see all the times where it happened?
There is a problem.
what have you done now, Brimsley?
Bride is missing.
Stress? Does stress bring it on?
I'm not ready, not right.
I have examined you thoroughly and you are perfectly right.
Whoa! What the f?
Wait, no. He is right.
Is he right? Just gonna slap it out of him? You can't keep doing that. Charlotte, if he starts to shake, just smack him as hard as you can. Like, what the f? I don't know what song this one is. Is that why he left that night? Oh my god,
I do
that's
not
why
need to
he
do
left
anything.
that
I
night.
decide. I have decided I am your king!
That's why he wanted to
thought
live
you were just
separately, because he didn't want her to find out about it.
Charlotte, she is terrifyingly clever. That is the problem. If she were ugly, if she were dull, I might feel myself up to the task.
And then he
Instead,
could just tell her to go stay there. She wouldn't
Brilliant.
argue.
So
That's
Your
why he
Majesty
got
may
so
only be blinded by that
frustrated.
brilliance. Her perfection is matched only by my deformity. She belongs as far from me as she can get. Will Your Majesty not be returning?
My heart. He's like, she's so perfect. I don't want to ruin her life. That's why
Brimsley?
he wanted distance.
Yes, Your Majesty. Why was I not informed?
No one was informed, Your Majesty. She just appeared.
Good God.
She is at the
just
bridge.
appeared.
She will be here any moment.
And that's why he's so obsessed with his work, because it's the only time where he feels centered and calm. Like what he said
Where
with
is
the
he?
garden. It's the only place he
Majesty,
feels like
we were
a
not
person.
Where
expecting
is he?
Oh, hello. Here you are.
Fight for me.
Go home! Charlotte!
Because he doesn't know what to say. Oh my gosh, this is so heartbreaking.
Am I right, Monroe?
Oh, so he's saying you
I'm
know
not sure
from
I
a
understand, Your
permanent
Majesty.
fix
It
or
Could be
medicine
years
or
before
something.
the public learns of the newest discoveries. God forbid if I were to hurt her.
So he really doesn't have control over himself when he does
I have
this.
been experimenting with something more proactive. I
Afraid
would
of what that
require
might mean,
rooms in the
though.
palace, full access to Your Majesty.
He keeps saying, I don't want to hurt her, I don't want to hurt her.
problem
He
in
really
your case
doesn't
is
know what he
clear.
does.
We require solitude. You are dismissed.
I really don't think he would hurt him, but I mean, like, he literally just
You are used to
backhanded him
splendor,
a few days
luxury,
ago.
simple
Heard
way.
of ice baths, but not that. You hurt that dog? I'm
Is
rioting.
the origin of your fits.
Oh my god, are they gonna do like electric shock therapy?
In here, you are just another animal in a cage, and just like an animal, I will break you!
Mind manipulation, but that is an extreme measure. Oh god, leeches. Oh god, leeches.
As long as it takes to achieve our goal, that was our agreement.
What's the goal?
Our goal was to restore me to myself.
Fiercest in the world. Not content to steal chickens and cattle, wolves into this thing. See, boy, animal nature is
so
clay.
cute.
Mold you until you are as harmless and obedient as his.
A gesture?
A gesture.
A gesture.
That is their dog. I was like, that looks like the same dog.
Is your Majesty quite all right?
Of course, why wouldn't I be?
Forgive me.
Reynolds
Though
cares about him, so he wants to make sure
It is a
he's okay,
prodigious
so watch
quantity
him
of
go
ice
through
they keep
this.
carting around here. I have my own doubts about them, but I have to try.
Yeah, that's what he feels helpless. He's like, what
Is there
else
any
am I
chance I have
supposed to
to be with
do?
Bursting in unannounced on the king. Why, she is almost as mad as I am.
Or maybe a perfect match.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think we cannot know until His Majesty spends more time with her.
It's like if anybody were to understand, it would be someone like her. I want to cry.
We're going to Buckingham House.
Good job, Reynolds. At the end of it all, she's like the most perfect person I could ever ask for. And of course, he still can't enjoy it because of everything else. Now I want to be involved and I can't. She's playing chess by herself. I love her.
She's playing chess with herself. She is mad.
I believe she is lonely, Your Majesty.
I think I miss her too.
Your Majesty might provide the Queen a
Ow.
gesture.
Smuggle the... Are they going to smuggle all the animals out? We got to get those rats too. They're cutie patooties. I love rats.
I was thinking flowers.
I am still the king, mad as I may.
Oh, Reynolds is like, is this the
king
room
will
that
free
you
the
go
Buckingham
to?
Palace.
And that's why it's so well behaved. Remember I said that?
We will not be caged forever.
What about the mice? The rats? Ah, look how cute it is!
Petty thieves.
Doctor, what are you saying?
Someone stole my dog.
My dog is missing.
It may be that the beast was not so stupid. An animal tires of its cage. Do you agree, Doctor?
The Dowager Princess has asked me to convey a message to Your Majesty.
She called it a deformed bunny.
And he laughs.
No chair today.
Your Majesty, boy, I command you to stay.
Sorry, Doctor.
Is he gonna call the doctor now, though? Is that where this is going? An episode, so now he's gonna call, and he's gonna be like, you should have listened to me and stayed with me.
The most skittish creature in the barn can be the stoutest in the field. You cannot know until they have a chance to try.
Obviously, we know that this crazy doctor's methods don't work. But if something like that were to work, why wouldn't it be in the method of like his farming? Why does he have to be treated like a caged animal? But I guess that's literally the point of
for
the
Her
method.
Majesty. Have his bits healed then?
There's bits of fine, I've told you.
You have. You cannot take all of this on alone.
You are climbing, Brimsley.
I am not.
He is mine.
Now we understand a little more as to why Reynolds felt so protective over him. See, it's like compassion works too. You don't have to always backhand him.
There's good colour on this wine, Reynolds.
I shall let the kitchen know, Your Majesty.
It might not make you forgive me, but it might make you hate me a little bit less.
This isn't the definition of you don't know what someone's going through. I don't know what is.
Such a change could have disastrous consequences for your health.
My health. Doctor, I feel healthier than I have in years.
Must protect the secrets of the crown.
That's what he
It
meant
has been
by
abundantly
that.
clear since my
You can
first
let her
breath
know
that I was
him.
born for the happiness.
He was holding it in. Oh my god. This is such a stressful episode.
You will never know of it.
Oh my god, now here we are. Oh my god, this episode went so fast and it was so painful.
Cannot risk the Queen learning of you.
That's why he was in the cellar.
I worry about the effects of the cellar's humidity.
You and I, Doctor, have accomplished nothing. Anything accomplished for me has been the work of my bride.
Yeah.
Majesty forgets himself.
Watch your mouth.
Urges.
I have lived my entire life in terror of acting incorrectly because every incorrect action threatened the ruin of England. I have met a woman who was never terrified, and she is the most royal person I have ever known.
Excuse me, Doctor.
Queen
I
Charlotte.
don't like this guy. He's making me so nervous. What's insane is like he actually helped at first though, the way he was saying, like how you talk to them. So what happened? He woke up out of his sleep? Oh, he wasn't sleeping.
You are no longer my doctor.
Oh, a pity. Nevertheless, I remain the Queen's.
Stay away from her.
But, Your Majesty, she came to me. She is with child.
Pregnant.
Congratulations, Your Majesty. A joyous day for England.
That's why she like held her stomach. I saw her do that, but I was like, maybe she just thinks that she might be just overwhelming. And that's what triggered it. Is he upset that she didn't tell him? I think it's just overwhelming news for him. Get used to it, Georgie, because you got a lot of kids.
Farmer George. Farmer.
George, is that you?
He's like, ah, she's gone. I'm naked. That's new art. No. Is she in there? Is she in there? No, Charlotte, don't leave him.
Stop following me.
So freaking gorgeous in
I
purple.
beg Your
Brimsley,
Majesty.
stop.
I did not expect you.
Oh, she's going to
The
mama.
Danbury ball was a trial.
Has your highness ever tried cutting English mutton with a dull knife?
I beg your pardon.
She's putting
Odd,
it together
I
now.
thought, but surely a coincidence? Surely a coincidence, too, that the very same day the windows were sealed shut. The shed where the gardeners keep their shears.
She's observant.
And the library set of Shakespeare was suddenly missing King Lear.
Forgive me, I am not a Shakespeare enthusiast.
The one about the Mad King. I thought I was the damaged one. That somehow I was deficient when he...
The king is not mad. The weight on his mother as she watches her son start to crack. You would do anything to stop the cracking.
I think that's
You would
Charlotte's
scour
point,
Europe for
though.
a queen
You made
grateful
her
enough
feel
to
like
aid
she
him.
was the broken
And
one.
yes, if
Neither of them are
necessary.
broken.
What matter if your husband has his peculiarities?
I must leave my home, my family, my language, my life. It cannot be for a man I do not know.
No! So he's gonna go back to crazy.
Strap me back in.
George. Ah! I have so much to do today, and all I want to do is watch this show. Alright, there you have it. Episode 4, Holding the King. Oh my god. So, I love when shows do this. When we have a main character that we follow, and then they sway to somebody else who's a main character, but not like the main character. Because the show is called Queen Charlotte, a Bridgerton story, correct? But it very much so involves King George. So this whole episode is about King George. We get to see everything from his point of view. We get to understand a little bit more as to what is happening. We see that the first instance happened right in front of his mother. We learn that he is seeing this special doctor because he's the only one who seemed to be able to get through to George and have changes occur. We see all of these moments where we thought George was acting like an or being cruel to Charlotte, and it turns out that there was very much so reason for what was happening. We see all of the nitty-gritty little details of the puzzle pieces that were missing to this whole story that we've been watching in the past 3 episodes, and it is heart-wrenching because he doesn't want to be tortured. Obviously, he doesn't want to be drowned in ice baths and strapped to a chair with leeches all over him, but it seems to be as if this is the only method that has shown improvement. Now, I think that they're going to come to find that it's literally just, first of all, I don't think that they'll ever be able to cure it, but they can find coping mechanisms. Again, like the way you talk to them, it depends on the voice, he says, is the first thing. Calming effects. We see Reynolds puts his hand on his shoulder, he calms down. We see Charlotte talks to him outside, come on, come inside, and he calms down. There are ways that we can have him calm and mellow out and then slowly come back to them. I don't think this is the method of how it's going to happen. However, this method may work to a certain extent, and it may get faster results, is what I think George is thinking. And after this conversation that he hears Charlotte have with his mother, where she's like, I can't have a husband who I don't know, he's thinking, I am in love with her. This is now my wife. She is bearing my child. I need to fix this. I need to have this not be an issue moving forward, and I will do whatever I can at all costs to have this change. I think it also broke his heart a little to, you know, have Charlotte, who he says it in different words, and Reynolds says it too. If anyone were to understand, it would be Charlotte. If anyone were to not necessarily embrace this, but work through it with him and be by his side, it would be Charlotte. So I think he's thinking everything was perfect, and then she found out about this secret, and this is the secret that I was trying to hide from her, and now that she found out, everything is ruined. I don't necessarily feel like that's what's going on with Charlotte, though, in this conversation. Like, I feel like to a certain extent, yes, but I don't think she's thinking, oh, he's broken, I don't want him, he's mad, get him away from me. I think she's thinking literally what she said to his mother. You brought me here making me feel like the broken one. Like I was the outcast. Like I didn't belong here. You made me think that I was weird and different and wrong, and that you were all above me. And now I find out that this is what's happening with him, and you hid this from me, and I had no idea. Like, you didn't think that I would notice that the knives were dull. You didn't think I would notice that the certain Shakespeare stories were missing. You didn't think I would notice those things because I'm supposed to be so stupid and ignorant, but I did notice all of those things. And, like, now what do we do? I don't blame her for acting the way that she did. At the same time, I am surprised that she didn't talk to George about it and she went right to his mother. But I guess she's still also feeling like maybe this isn't real. You know, I think part of her feels like it's real, but at the same time, like the conversation that she had overheard with, ironically, with his mother, where he's saying, you told me to marry her and I did. You told me to hide who I was and I did. She's thinking, oh my God, this is all fake. He's playing me. Now he's thinking almost the same thing, where it's like, oh my gosh, like this isn't real. Maybe this isn't real. Or maybe she's thinking he's still playing me. Like maybe he enjoys his time with me. Maybe he is starting to fall in love with me. But maybe it's not as real and as true as I think it is. Or maybe he's trying to trick me because of all of these things that are going on with him. He needs to like fool me into thinking everything's okay so I don't make a big deal of it. It's like going and living in a place like this and being involved with these people will literally start to make you go insane. And I feel like that's what Charlotte is experiencing right now. She's like, I don't know who to trust. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what to do. I am alone. And I, for a split second, thought that maybe I found someone in him, in George, that would be on my side that I could trust. And now I don't even know if that's who I really know. Oh my gosh, this episode was so good, but how heartbreaking. Like, I legitimately feel nauseous right now because it was just so emotional. That was a hard one. That was a really, really hard one to watch. But oh my God, I'm not kidding. I have so much to do today, and I'm trying to figure out like how I can watch another one because it was so good. I just want to marathon the last 2 episodes. I might do that. I might need to do it. I may need to figure it out. But if not, I'll see you on Wednesday, but I'm probably going to do one more. Until the next reaction. So long, everyone. Try to make someone smile today. You never know when you might need it next. Bye.